hashtagging fearless stay-at-home mom, or she kept hashtagging all these, cute things like work from home mom, all these things, but I never caught on that it was with It Works. I never caught on. So one day, I think it took 11 months of watching her, I asked her, and I had been watching her all the way up until that customer tipped me that product, and that's when it kind of perked my ears more, and I kind of put two and two together. And I was like, wait a minute, oh, she does that? What the heck? And I had been with companies before where you had to buy inventory and do parties, and there was a hostess program, and the hostess program half the time came out of your pocket, and if anyone was unhappy with the customers with the product, you had to go, replace it with your own money. And so I was actually ranked 9th in the whole company in April 2009 with Cookie Lee. They got bought out by a different company, but and that month that I was ranked that high, guess how much I made? $1,300. That was the most I'd ever made with that company. This is a long time ago. And that month, I think I had maybe one night that I didn't have a show. A show was like a drunk show, like a party show. So again, I was like, I'm not gonna do something that I could go do this much effort and get instant money as like a server, So I stopped doing jewelry and I switched and I went and worked at Red Robin. So anyway, I was the girl that was like, heck to the no business. I just want to know about how I can get some products for free. And I was used to that mindset that you had to become a distributor to be able to get the same discount. That's the only reason I joined as a distributor. I don't even think I've ever told her that. But I was like, oh no, that's fine. Like I like that 120 and free product thing. I'm just gonna do that. And so I joined. I birthed my baby like less than a week later after I joined. And she was really surprised when I messaged her. She was like, I don't even know you. Like, hi. And little did she know that it would become like this. So that's kind of my background, and I really want you guys to be thinking about that there are those people out there. The more, and we're going to jump right into social media in a second, because like I am a product of that. Does that make sense? Like 0 mutual friends, very private life, very closed-minded to the business. Was not even wanting to do it. She would send me training, I wouldn't watch it. She would send me documents, I wouldn't read them because I had made up my mind that it wouldn't work. Until I was shown by, her and other people and other leaders, and I would get tagged in things, and I finally jumped on a Show Me the Money call about 2 weeks in, because I was bored and I was just sitting there baby. And they were talking about how there wasn't inventory, how it was a debt-free company, how you didn't have to go do all these shows. I mean, I do wrap parties now because I love them, and you get way more volume at wrap parties, but I only do about 3 a month at the most. I do more when I'm promoting, of course, but I love that it's an option for us, and that our paycheck does not consist of parties, does that make sense? Like you can do it as much as you want on social media. I haven't even tapped into Instagram, and all these people like Jade Hooper, Jocelyn Yates making really good money. I'm making good money too, but I only use Facebook. So I know that if I was actually taking the time to utilize things like Instagram and blitzing more and all those things that are given to us, that I could really max it out. So I really encourage you guys to be using every single, platform that you can. I think Pinterest is a total waste of time, and I've heard that from many other leaders. Twitter can be good. What I like to do is I do have Twitter, and I like to go on the app. Who has the app, the It Works app? Okay, if you haven't downloaded it and you have a smartphone, I'll pull it out right now and download the app. It's just the It Works app. But there's a bunch of fake ones out there. The right one is made by Fragmob, Fragmob. Fragmob. I think it's the first one that pops up. And the app doesn't do like a whole lot, but oh, Darcy, you added a photo of me? Oh, really? Oh, that's creepy. Oh, geez. Hold on. Okay, so the It Works app, you guys. We're going to go right into this. I don't know if you guys have good eyes. I have horrible eyes, so I have no idea if you can bear with me. But basically, the It Works app, you're just going to click on it. You're going to log in like you would to eSuite. It's going to be your user ID and your password, just like eSuite. eSuite is your back office, if you don't know what that is. We'll get into that in a little bit. But you're just going to hit on Dashboard. Now, You guys, don't take my advice if you've had good results with the app, but I personally don't choose to enroll through the app, and there's a couple reasons. One, the app doesn't seem to update very fast. eSuite does. Your website updates everything the fastest. So I actually, when I enroll a customer distributor, I'm doing it through my website. I don't use eSuite, I don't use the app, I don't use anything. I just use my website. Another reason why I like to use my website is it's really, really fast because it's like a normal website. eSuite can be really slow and bogged down half the time because everybody's on it, but only myself is on my website. Does that make sense? So it's really, really quick. I have really quick answers for them on the phone. This is the total, this is the tax, this is your auto ship, and I like to enroll them. I have them send me the information unless they're not comfortable with that, and I like to enroll them, but we'll get into that in a little bit. You can enroll from the app, but I've noticed a couple times that I did, it either didn't go through, but it said that it did. It didn't flag it and say like, hey, their card declined, hey, their addresses don't match, little things like that, where on the website, it'll tell you that right away. This is the error. You know, they didn't have enough money, or their addresses didn't match. If you guys don't know and you're new, if you go to enroll somebody, the first question I ask once I get down to the point of they're about to enroll and they're sending me their info or they're going on my website, I say, okay, let me ask you a quick question so we don't waste each other's time. Does your billing and your shipping addresses with the card you're using match? And 90% of the time they say yes, sometimes they say no. If they say no, you need to get the exact billing and shipping, write it down, and then you have to get all the rest of their info, just all the info that's going to ask you for enrolling, and you have to call it into corporate or send in a support ticket from your back office. And the support ticket in your back office is basically like a secure email. No one can see it except you and corporate. So sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, what's a support ticket or whatever. I don't even get into that. I've learned a lot of things, verbiage and stuff with people and what's going to scare them and what's not. I keep it very simple. Does your billing and your shipping on the card you're using match? Yes or no? If they say no, okay. Then if you're okay with that, I need you to give me that info, and I'm going to call it into corporate. What it is an anti-theft thing. That's what it is, because they don't want somebody stealing someone's card info but shipping it here. And they also don't want distributors cheating, like getting the 4 loyal customers for the 120 free product. They want to know that it's legitimately like, yes, that's a true address, yes, that's a real name. And they actually, on corporate's end, on the phone, when you call in orders, they will go on like the USPS website, the postal websites, and they check the addresses first, and they check everything before they even put your info through that you're giving them, because they want to make sure that everything is legit. So I just keep it super simple. It's just an anti-theft thing. It's the way that we protect our customers. They want to make sure no one has your stolen information. They're shipping it somewhere else, and they go, oh, okay, and then they give me their info, and I call it in. So on the app, if you go to do that on the app, it's not going to tell you. Half the time it doesn't even go through, or it won't say the error. I like the website because it tells you the real error. It'll say issuer declined, means they didn't have the money, or their card's expired. If it says ACH decline, that means their checking account's overdrawn. It's a debit card. If it says CC decline, that means they're using a credit card, and their credit card didn't have enough room on it. So the website is the way to go. I just use my website. Another tip about the website is if you are getting their info and you're going on your own website and doing it, you're going to start to know your website by the back of your hand. So that if somebody calls you or someone got a Blitz card from you and it's like, hey, I'm on your website, how do I order? I'm confused. It is a little confusing. They break up the products into categories like body, lifestyle, skin. But some people think, hair, skin, and nails is going to be under the supplements, but it's not. It's actually, even though it's a pill, it's under skin. So some people get confused, and you need to be able to know what to tell them. You don't want to be like, let me call my upline. They're going to be like, what's an upline? What are you talking about? Just give me an answer. So if you get into that habit of just using your website, it's going to be the best all the way around. The reason I like the app and I want you guys to download it is I use it to track my volume. And you do that by clicking, there's 3 little bars up in the corner. You just click on that and then you click on dashboard, and it gives you overall, your auto ship is set up, your auto ship ran, you're commission qualified, you got your 4 loyal customers, you went Ruby, you didn't go Ruby, you need to do this to go Ruby. It'll tell you what your PBV is. PBV is personal business volume. It'll tell you how many loyal customers you have, how many distributors you have. We've added 65 distributors to our downline this month. I didn't even know that till just now. Like, I freaking love this app. It's amazing because you can just boom, boom, check it. without having to go to your browser, log into eSuite, and dig around in the reports. It's just really, really nice. I had to train my husband on this today, and let's just say it took like 4 hours. I was like, really? You just click on this and click on that? He's like, I'm confused. So you definitely can enroll, but just make sure that their billing and their shipping is correct before you go through the process of taking their time. Because you are in the customer service business, you want them to be, quick and on the go. And that is really handy, because if you are at a party or you are out and about and you don't have internet, but you have your phone, you can just click enroll and just start enrolling. It's got some really awesome hashtags and Twitter tweets that's popular, that's getting the most activity on it. So this newsfeed, when you log onto the app, is going to give you like maybe some things that you can hashtag, maybe some calls that are going on, some corporate stuff, announcements. So it's definitely a tool that I would definitely suggest adding. Another tool I'm going to tell you to add is the It Works Pay app, which is a totally separate app. That is how you're going to be handling your money. You can add multiple accounts to it. I have like my PUD account on there. I have my current payment on there. I have everything. And I actually have my check load my app instead of my checking account, or the pay portal, whatever. But you can access the pay portal through the app. And I will just click like car payment goes here, PUD goes here, house goes here, like whatever. And I love that. I mean, I hate going to all those websites of all those different people. So I just sat down one day and added like everything to my phone. It's called myitworkspay.com, and that's the pay portal website. If you have not gone there yet, it could be that you're new, you haven't even started, you weren't commission qualified, so you can't access your money yet. Maybe you just haven't earned a lot. Or you're like Michelle and you've been a Ruby for like 6 months and you don't touch it and you have a big chunk of savings. I love that. You're way more diligent than I am. I went Ruby and I was like, woohoo, I got all this money. But that, you need to go on there, onto myitworkspay.com and set up a profile. It has to be from a browser first. If you have not done that yet, you have to go to the legitimate website, the .com, from a browser on your phone or a computer or a tablet, and make a profile, and then you're going to add whatever accounts you want to add from there. Again, it's the same login as eSuite. Sometimes it'll say that you can't access it, and it'll have like a red error code, and that means that once upon a time in the beginning when you first enrolled, they sent you an email from the pay portal, and you have 30 days to open that email and confirm that it's you. Otherwise, you have to call them. But their number is on the myitworkspay.com website. They are very helpful. They have you done in 10 minutes. So as soon as you've made that profile from the browser, you're going to go on and you're going to download My It Works Pay app and log in with whatever login you set up or your eSuite. And from there, we get direct deposit on the 15th. So just keep in mind, keep this in your back pocket. Whatever you do in a month, whatever you do this month, you're going to get paid for next month. Yes?
I think you should also mention that your login for your pay portal is not your distributor number. It is your email. And that a lot of people get confused.
It kind of depends. So if you've been in for a little while, it was the distributor number. I know for me it was the distributor number. I've had new people say that it was their email. Sometimes they give you a random number. It's in that original email that they send out to you. Sometimes the It Works Pay people is just a company, a third-party company hired out by It Works, so it's not our corporate team. So you can't deal with your pay portal stuff through the corporate number. You have to call the My It Works Pay if you ever have an issue. I've never really had issues with them, but let's say you sign up and that first email gets sent out to you, like, you're a distributor, you enroll, blah, 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 this is your number, here's your pay portal information. What if it goes to junk and you don't see it? It sits there for 30 days. Just know that if you're on there trying to log in with your eSuite, your distributor ID number, or your email and it's not working, go back to your junk folder or just call them. I'm lazy, I call them. Like, I don't want to sit there going through my junk email. I'm just going to call them and get a person and talk to them. But anyway, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about those couple things because we're talking about different ways to grow your business. We will jump into a little bit of Facebook, but I wanted to. Are we going to have the chart up there or no? You got it? Okay.
It was. Let me get back to it.
Oh, okay. need water. Does anyone have any water? No? Okay, I'm gonna still water. Okay, so if you are new, who's new again? Raise your hand. Oh my gosh, okay, it's like half the room. So, and then who's been in for more than 2 months? Oh my gosh, awesome. Who's been in for 6 months? Oh wow. Oh wow, we have a lot of veterans here. We never have veterans here. That's awesome. Who's been in for a year? One, almost. The next one, or 2 months. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, awesome. Sweet. So while we're waiting, okay, no, that's up there. I wanted to do a little bit of recognition, and I wanted to get some tips. So we talked about the different, is there a way to get that bigger? If not, it's okay. Oh my God, I love you. Thanks, love. Okay, can you guys see that? So just to let you guys know, if you have not looked at this before, this is our income chart. We have a new disclosure that you have to be posting with this if you're posting on social media. Once you join, or if you're new, your upline is with you, and then I'll tell you guys later. I will send you one, or your upline can send you one. But it's just, yeah, it's this little disclosure, and basically in the fine print, it's just letting everyone know that these are averages. That is your keyword here, because when I hit Ruby, no one had told me that, and here's what's going to happen. If you're telling people, like, yes, you will make $600 when you hit Ruby. What I tell people is this is an average. You're going to make anywhere between $300 and $600 the first time you hit Ruby. Because this average is based off of you being that rank anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and your volume going up significantly each month. Does that make sense? This is a commission-based business, right? So my first time it was $315. My second month it was like $430 as a Ruby. But my third month, it was like almost $800. So if that kind of gives you an idea, this is an average. You guys are so blessed that are new because you have that opportunity right now to make that bonus, that $500 bonus. That's not something that we've had available for a very long time. That's an old bonus that they brought back temporarily. If you joined this month or if you joined last month, you're grandfathered into that old bonus. I wasn't eligible for that, so super, super jealous. You guys should totally go for it. And I guarantee you that if you just start out and you learn how to go Ruby and you just go full on for your first 2 months minimal, and you hit Ruby to get that bonus for Christmas or the aftermath of Christmas when you're broke, I guarantee you it's going to set your business up for success, y'all, because our boom months, as we call it, are coming up, and that is the end of January through the end of July. That is the time that people, it's New Year's resolutions, the sun's coming out, springtime, spring break, summer's around the corner, they're starting to plan, you know, their tax returns are coming in, and they're thinking about, I didn't do it last year, or I only lost 10 of that 40 pounds, I'm going to do this again. And they're going to think of you because you were consistent during the winter months, okay? So I have a lot of people on my team freaking out, like, I'm not going to maintain, my team's crumbling, da da da. I'm like, you need to be telling them that what you do now are planting seeds, and if you are consistent, you know, did you survive before it works? Yeah? Did you, yeah? Raise your hands. Anyone have a job? Like, anyone live with their mom? Like, you're alive, right? So you survived before this business. Just figure out how to survive, but be freaking consistent right now, I'm telling you, because coming from somebody who started, I just had my 1 year in September. I had the date put on this necklace to remind me of the date that I started. And I started when it was slow to most people. Now, the first few goals you have of Ruby and your first 4 loyal customers and things like that, it's usually a little bit easier as long as you're being consistent, because there is that kind of that small warm market, or maybe a few people that just are like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine, you're trying to hit a goal, I'll help you. So if you take advantage of that, you know, and you at least try to go Ruby and get that bonus right now, or at least be planting the seeds, I guarantee you, if you're consistent, that momentum is just going to be going bigger and bigger and bigger, even though you can't see it. It's like a hurricane starting, right? You can't even see it until all of a sudden it hits. So that's what that's doing right now with all the seeds you're planting right now. So survive, get through, tell your teams to be consistent too, because I freaking guarantee you, I say freaking a lot because I want you to know how important this is, that at the end of January, people are going to start messaging you that have never liked or commented, people that you blitz, someone's going to have a blitz card. Erin over here, wave your hand. Okay, perfect example. Erin's husband, I've never met them in my life, this is the only second time I've ever seen her, third time, was in line at Target, and my kids were being psychos, and I'm like, stop it, put the candy back, I'm not buying a toy, da, da, da. And I was wearing my gear, and I was like, oh my god, I hope nobody asks for anything, like, I don't want anyone to see that I work here at work, like, I had no makeup on, it looked like crap, and then this guy turns around, and he's like, oh, they're just kids, basically calm down, he didn't say that, but he's like, it's alright, like, I totally know how it is, and then he was like, my wife used to do that, and he pointed out the blitz card, and I was like, don't talk, like, I look like crap. And I was like, oh, really? Well, you should bring it to her. Like, and he's like, oh, no. Like, it didn't work out, whatever. We got overwhelmed with our kids, whatever. It just didn't work. And I was like, well, just in case ever you decide to jump back in, it's never too late to decide to jump back in, and I'm here for you if you want to do that. And I gave it to him. He's like, okay. And I don't normally blitz guys, okay? So, like, I was like, beet red. I don't know why. And I was just like, I just blitzed a guy, like, that was weird, and he took my blitz card, and he looked irritated that I gave it, I was like insisting, I was like, take it, and he was like, okay, and then, sure enough, a few months later, no phone call or anything, right, I'm at Starbucks in Lake Stevens, and he recognized me, yeah, I was meeting with a lady, he was like, that's the lady. And I was meeting with a girl deep in my downline whose upline had quit and she needed some help. And so I was helping her, and she was like, hey, we have held on to it, but, we wanted to talk to you, whatever. I don't remember what you said, like we lost it or whatever. And can I get your info? Like, I feel like I need to do this again. And I was just like, freaking aha moment. And Erin joined, and she's here. So, like, open your mouth more is what I'm getting at. Open your mouth more. The night that I blitzed Christina, I was so scared because it was the first blitz I'd ever done. My son was less than a week old. I was wearing my North Face. I hadn't showered in who knows how long. I literally just got home from the hospital a couple nights before. And she was selling a Bumpo seat on a biculturate site for really cheap. And I really, really wanted it because it was so cheap, even though it was a brand new baby. I'm like, okay, can you meet me? And she had a new baby too. And so she came, and we both just looked at a crowd, and it was like pouring down rain, and really dark. And I was so scared. But Pam Souter says the first 10 blitzes are going to suck, so just get them out of the way. And I gave it to her, and I think I added you on Facebook. Because I had heard that if you blitz, you need to add them on Facebook. And I didn't always do that because I felt awkward, and now I've learned that that's literally the only way to blitz and have it be successful is to get their information too so that you can follow up. I just got lucky with Erin because they saw me, but it was meant to be. And so with her, I go out there and I have Luke in my North Face zipped up and his head's popping out like this, just a little baby. And he was so little, I put him in like a kangaroo pouch. And I go out in the rain, I got the Bumpo, and I'm like, here! And she's like, what is this? And she's looking at the belly like, do I need this? Like, what are you trying to say? And I was like, because she just had a baby too. And I was like, oh, it's just my company and I don't know. Like, I feel really good on the greens and I don't know if it's something that could help you. And like, I'm just trying to pass out all these coupons that I can right now. And, maybe it's something that you could use. And she goes, oh, this is literally what Christine did. Okay.
It's out on my counter for like...
And she left. And I was like, oh my gosh. I just talked to a stranger and like gave them a belly coupon. Like that was so awkward. But guess what? I added her on Facebook. And then when I had my launch party, I didn't have my launch party for a couple months, 2 months. And I finally was like, well, if no one's gonna do this for me, I'm just gonna go do it. Like, and so I had a launch party. Nobody came. A couple people came that were already customers. But I did it, and that was the point, that I got the word out there. But Christina came, and she didn't buy anything. And I remember being so depressed because she left. And I was like, wow, she didn't buy anything. But then a week later, I followed up with her, and she bought multiple holiday packs and signed up to be a loyal, and didn't sign up her husband too. And I was so excited that she did that. And then right after that, I followed up, and I was like, you should be a distributor. You should be a distributor. You should do this with me. I want you to do this with me. And I kept telling her about, the income chart, this income chart. I'm like, how much would Diamond help you? How much would Ruby help you? How much would Executive help you? Hi. Hi, he's so cute. And she finally just did it. And now she's boxed for double, okay? First blitz ever. So blitz, wrap, repeat, open your mouth even when you don't want to. Who follows Ashley Hughes? Ashley Hughes is an ambassador. Her videos on YouTube is what took me to Double Diamond, okay? I didn't even really watch any other videos but Ashley Hughes. So what I would do is I would get the kids in bed, and I would sit for about an hour, and that was my TV. You need to look at that as your TV time. Who watches an hour of TV a day? Just be honest. Okay, I'm challenging all of you guys to not watch TV until you enroll a customer or a distributor. I don't let myself watch anything. And guess what? My downtime now, I love this so much that I don't watch YouTube videos until I enroll someone. And then I'm like, I get to go watch training. Because I get so excited. Because it feeds me. And so whatever it is that you like, I love wine, I'm obsessed. I love Thai food. I told myself I'm not going to do any more wine until my triple's really, 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 really strong. Because I'm fighting for it right now. Because it's kind of slow right now. So, whatever that is that you guys are spending time on, you need to look at it like, how can I have some relaxation time, some mommy time, some daddy time, quiet time, whatever, but also build my business? And that's what I did. I didn't really do it that extreme back then, but even just a half an hour a night, that's really all that I did. And I would just sit on there and I'd read it and I'd take notes, and I did that for about a month. And finally, the last couple days of the month, I called everyone that I knew and I panicked who's been there. Not worked all month, and then you're like, it's month first, oh my god. And I got my 4 loyals, and I was so excited. And I didn't really do a whole lot for 5 months or 4 months, and then I went to conference and everything changed. So if you guys can't go to conference or whatever, or if there's just no way that you can go, be following social media while everyone's there. Soak it up like you're there, you guys. Soak up every single Periscope, soak up every single YouTube video, soak up every single thing that John Eric is posting, soak up every little thing that Ashley Hughes is posting. I'm going to be Periscoping like a mad woman. Soak it up, you guys, because that momentum, that kind of training, I knew that if I could just get my butt to conference and hit my business up from every side, upside down, all around, like rub shoulders with these people. It was my first time flying. I stayed with a sideline team I never met, and they had to go do their own team, so I walked to the building half the time. Sometimes I rode with them, but I didn't know them. Super, super, super stressful, but it changed me. And it was that personal development and that growth. And I went in there as the weakest Ruby on the planet. I didn't even think I was going to maintain. And I walked out, and 2 months later I went diamond and got a $20,000 bonus, and I quit both jobs. So, I'm not saying you have to get to conference to do that. What I'm saying is, when you fill yourself up and when you fill that tank up and when you're plugged in, it's amazing with that little bit of just grabbing a little bit of self-confidence from your friend, and grabbing a little bit of confidence from this leader, and grabbing a tip from this one, and grabbing a tip from this one, and you kind of form your own groove, your own schedule, your own routine, your own verbiage, whatever. Crap, that person didn't sign up with this verbiage. I wonder if there's better ones out there. You get on YouTube, search good verbiage for signing loyal customers. Crap, this didn't work. Or this girl was going to sign up and she was going to do it, but then she signed with this person. I wonder what I did wrong. Don't go blaming other people. People are people, and they're strong-willed people. And if they're anything like me, they're going to say no, because that's what I was like in the beginning. So all you can do is, if whatever you're doing is not working, is go figure out a way to change it. And that's like my best advice I could ever give you. YouTube is going to be, and I was not a YouTuber. I'm kind of an old soul trapped in a 27-year-old's body. Like, I kind of think like I'm 50. Like, all I want to do is cook and just garden and like knit. That was my thing. People go out partying and I'm like, I'm going to go home and make a casserole. Like, it wasn't my thing. So the whole YouTube and the social media and all these things, for those of you who are maybe older or like, do you just not social media savvy, whatever, I know how hard it is to kind of learn that. And YouTube is not my forte. I actually stumbled upon Ashley Hughes on accident and ended up just watching her videos because I was trying to learn how to apply eyebrow liner. I was trying to figure out how to do my eyebrows, and she has a tutorial. It's really good on how to do it. I don't ever do it because I don't have time. But, and I was like, oh my gosh, so that was kind of meant to be. And seriously, her videos took me to double. Find that leader that you're going to connect to. Stay plugged in Just go on Facebook and type in presidential diamonds. It works. I guarantee you there's going to be like 20 of them. And I just add the ones that have the most friends because I figure they're the most popular or whatever. Because whatever they're doing, you want to be copying. Copy the right cat is a really, really, really good tip. Like if you don't know what to post, half the time, I don't know if anyone's been following me lately, but I've had a lot of comments like, Joy, your posts rock lately. Guess what? They're not mine. I copy them from ambassadors. Okay? But it works. Like, it seriously works. And then by doing that, by copying that verbiage and just adding like a little personal twist to it, you're going to then learn how to do it on your own. I think I made maybe 2 or 3 original posts at all my first 4 months in business. I just copied everybody else. And it's kind of like an unsaid rule with it works if you're newer to social media that you can do that. That's not a bad thing. No one's going to get mad. Sometimes I say, like, hey, do you mind if I copy this or whatever? But I've had a couple be like, no. So now I just don't ask. I just do it. Because they're not going to be paying attention and they're not going to care. And I usually add a personal twist. Like, add anything that you can to kind of make it your own so no one can get mad. But 99.99% of people are not going to get irritated if you copy it. I won't get irritated if you copy mine. So if anyone says, you copied mine, just be like, I copied it from Joy Gillard. And I'll just take the fall. I'll be like, I told them to. They worked for me. Thanks. But you'll learn how to do it. Michelle Watkins has really, really good posts too. You do. Except that one the other day where your hair was like on fire. That scared me. I was like, is this Avatar? I was like, what are you doing? Okay. So in this quote, it says, turn your battles into a motivational force and let that force propel you through those early rejections. I'm going to say it again. Turn your battles into a motivational force and let that force propel you through your early rejections. This is from your first year in network marketing. And I was told by everyone in this business to read this my first year, and guess what? I didn't. I just bought it. I cannot put this down. It's amazing. I have read probably 20 self-development books, and I have a bunch that will really, really, really help you. And I'm not even going to tell you what those are anymore. I used to tell everyone like all these names of books to go buy. Forget what I said. Go get this. Your first year in network marketing. The other ones, if you followed me before, that I said to go get and you already got them, that's totally fine. Read them. But don't go anywhere till you read this. It talks about how to deal with rejection. It talks about going for no's. Does anyone know what that means? If you're looking for a no, you're going to be excited when there's a yes. It's going to be your win. You need a win in this business because we can get so discouraged. What we are is entrepreneurs. Whether you guys like it or not, that's what this business is. You're now an entrepreneur. If you join and you pay your $99 and you are a business owner, there's only so much that you can do with your upline, whether she's active or inactive or they're full on or micromanaging you, whatever. Forget about all that. Soak up what you can, apply it to what's going to help you with your personality type. Soak up from other people what's going to help you with your personality type. Soak up tips, whatever, that's going to find your groove. Try multiple different things from multiple different people. I follow about 20 different leaders, and I kind of just go through their posts and I tweak and I add and I pull from them constantly because I want to see what's going to work. And it took me about 5 months to get that down, but I've been progressively promoting since I found my groove. And if I would have known that my first 3 months, I would have promoted way faster. So be following people. That's the biggest thing that you can do in copying their things. And be reading this book because it talks to you about, it says, prepare yourself for rejection. Because, and I mean, I'm literally just soaking this up. I'm just highlighting it and highlighting. I'm like, I'm going to highlight things while I'm in Florida and then post it in my team page. But honestly, I've been highlighting the whole book. And so I can't even post this in my team page because it would be the whole book. So now I'm just telling my team, get it, get it, get it, get it. There's a downloadable version if you're under Brianna Swindle in her team page. There's a downloadable one that's free. You can do that if you want. This wasn't expensive at all. I think it was like $10 on Amazon. And it looks super big, right? This is the best tip I have for you to stay consistent with reading the book. Read a chapter a day in a big book like this. Read 2 chapters a day in a little book. And don't read more than that. Even if your kids are napping and you're having momentum, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I'm taking notes, I'm finally doing this. Guess what? The next day when your kid gets into Flutter and there's dishes and you forgot to pay the car and payment and like all this crap happens, you're gonna go, oh, I don't want to go sit for 2 hours and get, everything clean and the pot roast and the crock pot and the baby sleeping and everything, get everything perfectly set up. That's how I think, at least. Everything must be perfect, and then I can sit down and read. No, just read a small, obtainable goal so that every day, no matter how chaotic it is, you can tackle that task. Okay, that's like a really, really, really big tip with pouring into yourself. The more you pour into yourself, oh baby, the more you pour into yourself in this business, the more you're going to go up, and that's just a flat old fact. They say those that show up go up. So those that show up to training, whether that's online and you're watching through Periscope or YouTube videos, whatever, show up, go up. The more I watched Ashley Hughes videos, Cami Dempsey, all those things, the more I just suddenly started talking like them. That verbiage just flowed like my language. I started posting like them. I got the right pictures. I screenshotted the right things and didn't just have 4,000 pictures on my phone. I had to get a new phone because my old one was like dying. So anyways, it'll just start to become your lifestyle, and then people will recognize that, you guys. They will be like, what's changed in you? You are so positive, and wow, your business is thriving, and wow this, and wow that. And you won't even notice that until they say it. Because when I started getting tagged in things and people started sharing my story, and I've had people walk up to me in grocery stores and be like, are you Joy Gillard? I'm like, oh my God, walk away. Like, it's so awkward, but it's like you don't even realize how much you're changing in your personal walk, in your growth and everything, until someone points it out, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like it's working. What Joy said to me 6 months ago at training is working, okay? Jane Cooper always says, Jane Cooper, if you don't know who that is, she's an ambassador. She's in the top 15 income earners in the company. Her checks are ginormous. I mean, I'm sure top 15 income earners in the whole company. Who watches her? She's so funny and so squirrely, and I just love her because she's very like real life. Sometimes I have to repeat her periscopes though to like catch what she said. Because she'll be like cooking and chopping onions and talking, and I'm like, oh my God, like, so. But she says this thing constantly. She goes, when you're sitting in a training and you're kind of tuning out and you're kind of nodding off, or when you're reading a book and you're just kind of reading, but you're really listening to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in the background, you're not really reading and like soaking this up, or you're trying to like, yeah girl, you're gonna go diamond and da-da-da-da, and then you're like, stop hurting your sister. Oh crap, delete. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. Maybe not everyone has kids. Maybe you can't relate with me at all. I'm sorry. But she says, Jane Cooper says this all the time, and I love this. She goes, I'm trying to say this right. She's like, whenever all that stuff's happening, and whenever you're frustrated, and whenever no one's biting or taking the bait, I hate when people say that because it's not bait. Like, you're not tricking them. Like, it's good, legitimate products. And really good financial income that's going to help your family over time, the longer you stick with it, okay? But when you're feeling like that, and you're feeling discouraged, and you're feeling like I'm posting, and I'm doing this, and doing that, and nothing's working, I hear that so much. And Jade goes, you just remember that, so-and-so told you that if you do this, you're going to hit this, and you're going to make this. Does that make sense? And she would refer to her leader that told her, I hit diamond, and I think back then it was like a $10,000 bonus at the time. And she goes, my leader told me that if I do X, Y, Z, regardless of all the crap, that guess what, that crap's gonna still be there, whether you're doing it works or not. P.S. So you might as well just keep doing it, because I guarantee your breakthrough will come. She goes, if I just do this, and this, I will hit this, and this is gonna happen. And she said her husband was against her, and her mom was mad at her, and her husband would harp on her for not cleaning, and all these things. And she would just say, no, because I'm frustrated, I'm stressed out, my face is red, whatever, but I was told that if I do this, this, and this, then this is going to happen. So 6 months from now, I guarantee you that if you stay consistent, Joy Gillard told you that if you do this, and you read 2 chapters a day, and if you print this out and you circle what rank you want to be shirt up on the wall and you say, I'm going to be diamond, I'm going to be ruby, I'm going to be an ambassador. I've been writing, I'm going to be ambassador all over my house lately, and I have no idea how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen because I'm saying it. Last month when I went triple diamond, I needed 8,000 BV in 6 days in all the wrong places. And I was like, this isn't going to happen. I don't know if you guys remember my post that I made for those of you that follow me, but I made this post and I was tired, I had no makeup on, and I was wearing that shirt that said nothing ventured, nothing gained, meaning if you don't try, you'll never know. And I was standing in front of my chart and I was like, I took this picture and I put it out to Facebook Link because I needed some pats on the back, you guys. Like, I needed that energy. And that's why I love our atmosphere and our culture with It Works, is because everybody lifts each other up. They don't compete against each other. I mean, there are those that will compete against you and just welcome, but the ones that will lift you up, go with those. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how this is going to work. We have 6 days left in the month, but I want to show my team, I want to show you that I'm believing in this, and I wrote I am triple diamond on my chart, and it happened, and I promoted. I didn't sleep for 6 days, and I didn't clean for 6 days, but it worked, and I went triple. And as I'm still in shock. I think I'll be in shock until I'm at conference and they give you that bracelet that says that you're whatever. So you need to be saying it. If you're circling this and what you want to be and what rank is going to help you, if you haven't even done that yet, you need to be doing that today. You need to go home. Even if you don't have a printer, whatever, you can just Google screenshot. I did that and I had it on the background of my phone, like as a screensaver, because I wanted to keep seeing this, because this was hard. Like, it was hard to, the business isn't hard. It was hard to create a new habit. This is all new to you. That's why this book is going to be amazing for you. And basically, I was like, I'm going to be diamond. That's what's going to help me stay home with my 4th baby, you know, until I go back to work. That's what I thought, but I ended up keep going. Trust me, everyone's like, I just want Ruby. Once you start promoting, you're going to want to keep going. I want you to do that. I want you to write down an income goal. Write it in a notebook. Put it on your mirror. Put it on your dashboard. Tape it to your fridge. Tape it to your windowsill. Put it everywhere. It's just like scripture. If you're supposed to be surrounding yourself with things and soaking that up, it's the same concept for anyone that's like a believer. And you need to be saying, like, I am diamond. You need to be acting like you're a diamond. And so when people are like, well, does it really work? You need to be confident of that. I had a girl today ask me on my team page, she's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to sell hair spray nails because this shit's so darn expensive and I have this on hand, so does anyone want to buy it? And I was like, no, listen for a second. And so I commented, here's how you want to look at that. And Danny had a really good comment. He said, you wouldn't go into Nordstrom's, high-end stuff, that's what we have, it's really high-end supplements. You wouldn't go into Nordstrom's or J. Crew and say, I mean, maybe if you're from Canada, but you're not going to go in there, or maybe if you're at the outlets and you're whatever, you're not going to go in there and go, like, I'm not going to pay that, I want you to give it to me for this. Like, and if you did, they'd probably laugh, because you just don't do that. And so most people that want a deal, they're going to go right for the sale, right? So you need to be confident in our products, you need to own it. You need to be like, I'm an independent It Works distributor, and I'm going to be a diamond. Because that's the way I started to act. About 2 months into the business, I finally started to catch on by YouTube videos and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be talking about it. So even though I had like hardly anyone on my team at the time, I was on my way to work and I was posting like, on my way to Red Robin, come sit in my section, come grab a beer, whatever, I would love to see you and share this crazy route thing with you. And I had my managers getting on me about that, but I'm like, that's my personal Facebook. You can't say anything to me. Sorry. You can block me if you don't like it, but I'm not going to be talking about it to them at work. I'm just going to hand them a coupon. And a couple of them, I just knew not to do it if they were on shift. But whatever, like, don't go messing up your job. I'm just saying, for social media, you need to be posting stuff like that. They don't know that I wasn't anywhere near diamond, but they knew that I was passionate and that I was excited and that I was confident that I was going to be a diamond. Ashley Hughes says it's faking it till you make it. That's like the biggest thing that you need to be doing on social media. Do not go lying and saying, I just signed 10 distributors this month. Like, if you didn't, because then that's not going to be good if somebody calls you out because they know that you didn't. But, you know, you can say things like, I'm going to be a diamond, I can't wait till I can stay home with my son, and I can't wait until I don't have to go on this long commute to work anymore. or I can't wait to go to Disneyland because I'm going to be a diplomat, whatever. Whatever it is, that's your why, that's your reason. The Bible says without a vision, the people are going to perish, right? So regardless whether you believe it or not, it's just kind of the law of attraction. It's just the truth. If you're not writing it down, and if you're not speaking it, and if you're not talking about it, and getting excited about it, and dreaming about it, and thinking about it, and all of those things, your passion's not going to shine through, okay? And your passion's contagious, okay? Can you guys kind of tell how much I'm into this just by the way I'm talking right now? I mean, I got it tattooed on my foot. Like, it's a big deal to me. It's changed everything for me. It's brought my marriage back together. My husband and I are both stay-at-home parents. Our kids are in private school. We bought a new car. And I'm not, like, just talking about materialistic things, but when you don't have those things and you have nothing and you're on EBT and you don't have days off and you're stressed, like, there's that quote, being broke is hard. Choose your hard. That's hard. Getting your car repossessed is hard because I've had it happen. Going bankrupt is hard. I've had it happen. Losing your house is hard. I've had it happen. Moving with your parents 3 times, that's hard. With your family, had it happen. Okay? Finally getting on your feet and getting a good job and getting a good house and then losing your job and being scared every day and then getting 3-day pay or vacate notices. Okay? That's the shoes that I was in when I joined It Works, even though I had good jobs. That's hard. If someone walked up to you and said, go spin that sign outside of Furniture World in the rain for a year with like hardly any pay, hardly any at all, not even enough to make it worth it or really do anything other than pay your daycare and pay for the coffee to keep you warm out there spinning the sign. Some days you're going to lose money. But if you do that for a year, at the end of that year, I'm going to pay you $6,000 a month forever. If you do that twice a week after that, forever. Would you do it? I would. I'd be like, okay. Like, that's fine. If I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I was going to make X amount of money, and that's what this is. This is telling you, if you do this, this, and this, you may not make a lot in the beginning. You may be a little bit discouraged, but are you cozy on your couch? Or are you just doing it on your breaks? Or are you doing it at a stoplight? That's not much to ask, right? You just got to get into the habit. We are our biggest critics, okay? We, especially as women, and that's 99% of this company, are so insecure. And we won't admit it, okay? But we are. We're told to have this perfect Pinterest house and look all sexy for our man and keep the car clean, and then they come home and they yell at you that nothing's clean, and your kids are supposed to dress in, everything from Oshkosh B'gosh and Nordstrom's. You're supposed to have the fall family pictures, and do you hear me? You understand? You're supposed to have Starbucks all the time, your hair bleached, your roots can't be grown out. We have so much pressure on us as women that when we start this and we take on a new thing that we need to learn, we shut down. And we're instantly like, what if I'm not good? What if I'm not going to be a good leader? I can never be up there with a microphone. Do you know how scared I was to start trainings? But God told me to, so I had to. And now I just don't care. Now I kind of feel like, I got wrong, like whatever, because now it's just like, this just flows. But the only reason this flows from me is because I did little tiny habits a day, posting consistently, reading 2 chapters, or if I didn't read 2 chapters, I would watch a training video on YouTube. Whatever I lacked in my business, I searched on YouTube of how to get it. And when I found a really good video, I'll go, who was that? Who said that in that video? That was a good leader. I'm going to go follow them on Facebook and do everything they do. Because obviously it's working. Ashley Hughes has when I first found her, she had 2,000 subscribers, and now she has almost 10, and I swear it's because of our team. I know everyone follows her, but I was sharing it, and every time I go back to her channel, it had gone up 1,000 or 300. I was like, oh my gosh, because what she does works. Lydia Diaz, that's a new, really good one. Hey, can you play videos?
Possibly.
Possibly? Can you try to get that one from Lydia Diaz? The discouraged one that's only 5 minutes long?
Yep.
Okay. People will cry though. I don't know if I want people to cry. Okay. Lydia Diaz. Follow her. She's Lydia, Lydia. And then Diaz, it's Diaz. And she's amazing. She's a really good one. But anyways, when you guys are getting discouraged, you need to be and you don't want to post, and you don't want to blitz, and you don't want to open your mouth, and you don't want to say anything. I was so scared to say anything to Aaron's husband, but like Ashley Hughes told me on a video that if I opened my mouth more, and every time I felt, she said, every time you feel the need not to open your mouth or you're scared, it usually means because you're supposed to. Okay? And usually when your breakthroughs right around the corner is when a lot of crap happens. I have probably everything possible being thrown at me in my business right now. And I know it's because I put it out there that I'm going presidential. The second I made that post, people started crumbling, people started quitting, people started getting discouraged, people started fighting my team. I'll try and scare you. But I was like, what in the world? And the second I took authority of that, and I was like, screw that, I'm running. So if they come with me, I really don't care. I want them to. But if I have to start all over again, I will. Because I was told that if I do X, Y, Z, I can be an ambassador and make $30,000 a month. You know, and I'm making about 12 right now, and it's been a year. So, I'm not trying to get on intense. I know we're going to jump into Facebook in a second. But I just really want to say that because there's a lot of new people in the room. That's why I have everyone raise their hand in the beginning, because I kind of want to know who I'm talking to. And for those of you that aren't new, those are the things that you need to be telling your team. You need to become your new team member's best friend their first 90 days and help them understand this new language so that they then can work their businesses on their own. You're going to get runners. You're going to get a Lacey, raise your hand, that gets tons of loyal customers, or a Darcy, raise your hand, that gets tons of people right off the bat and just runs. And then you're going to get people like Christina. I kind of had to teach her for the first couple months, but guess what? Once that girl got it, she freaking got it, man. Like, and you don't know if they're going to be your runner unless you give them a chance. So if they're messaging you and they're like, gosh, like, this is hard, or I don't want to run my auto ship, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that, or maybe you're feeling like that. You need to just go talk to someone, message me. I'll tell you how to get around it. I've probably gone through every single roadblock in this entire company that could ever be thrown at you, and I know that so many more are coming, but I'm going to go around them, because I was told that if I do X, Y, Z, I'm going to be an ambassador, and I'm going to make $30,000 a month. And that's what you need to be telling yourself every time that you don't want to post. You need to think about the things that make you pissed off and angry, like being on your feet all day pregnant, or never seeing your kids, or never being able to go to Great Wolf Lodge with your friends when they're all going with their Pinterest cards and their Pinterest freaking headbands and whatever, like, that makes you mad. Can you tell me that? I'm just kidding. I love my friends. But, you know, we as women are so insecure, and we just kind of put this label. This girl in Florida told me, you put a file on them. You meet someone, you do, and it's not that you don't like them, but maybe you really admire their house or their lifestyle or their money or whatever, and you just put a file on them and you're filed away. You can't be like that in this company. If you do that, and if you're relating with me in any way as a woman, you need to get that crap out of your head now, because you can't do that with your team members. You need to believe in everybody just as much as you believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, you need to cling to somebody else who believes in you. And that is why I tell you to go on YouTube and to follow leaders, because that's going to be what really gets you through things. So get this book, Your First Year in Network Marketing. It's by Mark Yarnell. But it's this big purple one. And I brought this so you guys can have that visual. This is what it looks like. It's got like Star Wars stars in the background. I don't even know what's going on. They're going to like jump at light speed in this book. But this is amazing. It is really shaping me as a leader right now. I've instantly, all that stuff that you guys saw highlighted a second ago is stuff I've done wrong. And I'm not beating myself up about it, because that's what personal development is. You learn and you recognize your weaknesses and how you can grow so that you can get better. Because the more you pour into yourself, the stronger your team's going to be, the stronger your volume's going to be, and you will never lose a rank. I have never lost a rank, and I'm not losing a rank. And that's the mindset you need to have. So definitely get that. Follow Ashley Hughes. You can follow me if you want to. And then that's this kind of homework, if you will. I always give like little tasks at training. And then I want you guys to be writing down, think about your budget, write down what's going to help you just be that little bit extra so that you're not stressed. Or maybe you don't have a lot of time to commit, like Laura, whatever, in the beginning. So just think about what's, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't just be like, oh, I'm going to read a book. I mean, if you want to, great. But you know, maybe Ruby would help you. $300, $600 a month for my smartphone for like half an hour a day. Okay, let's do it. Where do I start? Where do I sign? That's where I started. But once I got there, I saw, well, wait a minute, if I just do a little bit more, I could be Emerald, and then I could cut down on hours at work. And then in the process, I didn't even mean to, but I skipped Emerald and went Diamond. Like, I wasn't even trying to go Diamond until I realized how close I was. So, it's limitless. The more you go in this, the further you can cut back. So whatever is stressing you out right now, your schedule, your kids, whatever, you need to choose your heart and really write out that commitment to yourself. I wrote a big letter. I was like, I, Joy Dillard, on this date, hereby tell myself, like super formal in my journal, that I'm going to be a diamond. I just found this letter the other day and I was like sobbing because I forgot about this letter. And it was like, whenever I want to quit or people quit and then I'm discouraged because they quit, I am not going to, because I was told that if I do this, this, and this, I can have this freedom. That's why we do the fight face. It works fight. You gotta fight for it sometimes. Okay, so I want you guys to watch this video. Do we have a way